Hi everyone. Today I will explain how to use goal-seek function in Excel. Goal-seek is an incredibly handy feature that helps us to quickly find the exact input needed to achieve a desired result. I'll demonstrate the usage of this with a simple example to calculate the continuous internal assessment marks of a student. The assessment is like this: three tests will be conducted, each for 25 marks. The average of the three tests will give the average test marks. And again, two assignments will be conducted for 25 marks each, and the average marks of those two assignments will be taken. The sum of the average test marks and average assignment marks will give the final internal assessment marks. So final marks is out of 50. So here the student has attempted two tests and he has also attempted two assignments, and the scores in each test and assignment is tabulated here. Now question is how much he should score in the third test so that the final internal assessment marks will get a desired value. To attain a final average marks, how much he should score in the third test, so that you can analyze using this goal seek. So I'll show the process here. So I'll find out the average test marks. Here to find out the average marks, I'm not using average function, because if I use average function, it will not count this empty cell, and it will calculate the average of these as sum of this divided by 2. I want to avoid that, so I am using the formula sum of these three cells, sum of the three test marks divided by 3. So that will give the average marks. So 12.7 is the average marks. So if I use average function, it will give sum of this, that is 38 divided by 2. So it will give 19. I want the average of these 3 marks. So considering this as 0. So that's why I have used a sum function to calculate the average marks. And the same thing I'll do here is equal to sum of the marks in these two cells, close the bracket, divided by 2 in this case. So that will give the average marks. So now I need to sum up these two and round up the marks. So I'll add the marks, test marks plus the assignment marks. So that will give the total marks. I have already formatted this cell. I don't want that decimal places in the for the final internal marks. So I'll round up this to the nearest integer. So 37 is the final marks. Now the question is, suppose the student require 45 marks, how much he should score in the third test, or some desired marks. So if you want to improve the marks to 45, to get 45, how much he should score in the third test. So that you can analyze using the goal seek function. So here in the data tab, you can go for what if analysis. Under what if analysis, you click on goal seek. So you will get a very simple menu where you need to set a cell, that is the target cell. So you click on this upward arrow, select the goal, which cell you want to set as a goal. So this is final marks is our goal. Select that cell, then click on this downward arrow. Now what value you require? I want the final marks to be 45. So type 45 here. Now what we need to change to get this 45? What you need to change? By changing the marks scored in the third test. So currently it is treated as 0. By taking this value, I should find out how much the student has to score to get a final marks of 45. So by changing this particular cell, I'll select that cell, then click OK. So I'm getting the marks required. 24 you need to score to get a final marks of 45. So this you can click OK, so that solution will be kept. So the student has to score in the final test, he has to score 24 marks to get a final average marks of 45. So this is a simple analysis where goal seek can quickly find a solution. I'll give another example. To solve a quadratic equation of the form ax square plus bx plus c, Now I have displayed some constants here, 5, -7 and 2. These are A, B and C values. Now the right hand side you want to get 0. So the quadratic equation should satisfy by putting these values A, B, C and x value, the quadratic equation should give 0. So right hand side should be 0 and a solution is x value. What should be the solution? So finally you want to make this right hand side 0. Right hand side of this equation 0. So goal is to make this 0 by changing the value of x. So solution will come here. So what is the right hand side? So I need to write a formula. The cell which you are selecting as a goal should contain a formula. So here I'll write the formula. How do you get the value? A is this multiplied by x value I am going to get here. Okay, x value is here. So this cell you can select square, caret symbol and 2. That will give the square plus b value is here, b multiplied by you can select again x value plus c values here. So that will give the right hand side. Now you are getting 2 because the x is 0. When x is 0, you will get this term 0 and again second term is also 0. So c is 2. So finally you are getting this as 2. When it is 0, x is 0, you are getting 2. So how much we should adjust this x value? What should be the x value so that right hand side is equal to 0? So this is your goal, to make it 0 by adjusting the value of x. You want a solution for that by adjusting this to 0. So you can go for a data tab and under data tab, what if analysis, select goal seek. Now you are selecting the goal. Goal is in this cell. So set cell. So you select this cell. Then now what should be the value? So you want to adjust that to 0 by changing the cell, this x value. Okay. So now you click OK. So I got a solution. So this is not completely adjusted to 0, but you are getting a solution for x. So this is one of the solution. The quadratic equation might have a different solution. You can try another solution by trial and error. So this is one solution immediately it gets, but since it is a quadratic equation, you might have another solution. So I'll just put 1.2 here and check this value. Now again, we'll go for a goal seek. You want this cell to be adjusted to 0. Now by changing this particular cell, I'll go for click OK. So I am getting the one more solution here. So next solution might be 1. So I got 2 solutions now for this. This goal seek doesn't simultaneously give the 2 roots of the equation. But definitely you are going to get a one solution by solving this, provided the roots they are not imaginary. Now I'll change the value of this. So I'll make it 4 and this as 3. So go to the first I'll remove this. Okay. So now go to the what if analysis, goal seek. I'm selecting the cell. So this I need to set to 0. So selecting the cell, the value is 0 by changing this cell. Click OK. So you are getting a solution. This is almost 0. You are getting a solution of that. This is how you use the goal seek to get a quick solution. So this is a reverse calculation. Goal seek can do some reverse calculation and find a value which has to be given as an input to attain a final goal. That's all in this class. Thank you for watching and we'll meet you again in the next video.